And then Iran hit back. Hard. Israeli air defenses intercepted many of the incoming missiles. But Iran didn't just target Israel. In what analysts are calling a strategic escalation, Iran struck civilian targets across multiple Arab nations: Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain. The Fairmont Dubai Palm Hotel, a luxury resort, erupted in flames. A drone nearly struck the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. Kuwait's international airport was hit. A high-rise in Bahrain was struck while someone inside was filming it happening. And then, an Iranian drone hit the headquarters of the U.S. Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. The Pentagon says no one was injured, and we should be grateful for that. But let's be clear about what this means. Iran just attacked a U.S. military installation in response to an operation Trump launched without a vote of Congress. We are in a cycle of escalation with a nation that has missiles, drones, and regional allies, and there is no off-ramp in sight. I want you to listen to that again. They wanted to do it, they didn't want to do it. That is the diplomatic summary from the President of the United States. That is his explanation for why we are now in a shooting war. Here's what the record actually shows. The U.S. walked away from the Iran nuclear deal, the JCPOA, when Trump tore it up in his first term. European allies, international inspectors, our own intelligence community said it was working. Trump killed it anyway. Iran then began rebuilding its nuclear program, and now Trump is using Iran's nuclear program, the one that accelerated after he abandoned the deal, as justification for war. This is arson, and then blaming the fire. There it is. Regime change. Not defense, not deterrence. Regime change. And then Trump addressed the Iranian people directly. Now, I want to be precise here. The Iranian regime has brutally repressed its own people. The crackdowns on protesters, estimated to have killed thousands, are real and documented. The human rights abuses are real. But I need to ask, when did Donald Trump, the man who tear-gassed peaceful protesters outside the White House for a photo op, become the liberator of the Iranian people? When did the man who called neo-Nazis very fine people become the global champion of freedom? This is not liberation. This is messaging. This is Trump casting himself as a hero in a blockbuster he's producing from his golf club. And the Iranian people and potentially American soldiers will pay the price for his narrative. Let me give you the breakdown of what's really happening rhetorically, on both sides. Trump's playbook, classic strongman framing. He uses absolute moral language, evil, terror, vicious, to foreclose debate. If the enemy is pure evil, any response is justified. He positions himself as the decisive leader. Others were too weak to be. He invokes 47 years of Iranian hostility, real grievances, to build emotional justification for an unprecedented unilateral action. And he wraps regime change in the language of liberation, making war sound like a gift. Iran's playbook. Iran's retaliation against civilian targets in Arab countries is its own form of terror messaging, designed to destabilize U.S. alliances in the Gulf, signal that no one is safe, and position itself as a victim of American imperialism to its domestic audience and the broader Muslim world. What neither side is telling you, there is no plan for what comes next. There is no post-Khamenei roadmap. There is no guarantee that what replaces the Iranian regime will be better or stable. Iraq taught us that lesson in blood. Libya taught us that lesson, and now we may be about to learn it again, at a far higher cost. Look, I know this is a lot, I know it's overwhelming, but here's what I need you to do right now. Number one, contact your representatives. Today, not tomorrow. Today. Demand they invoke the War Powers Act. Demand congressional oversight. This is your government and your military, and they cannot be used for regime change without your say. Number two, share this video. Because the mainstream narrative right now is about the spectacle, the explosions, the drama, the death of Khamenei. What's getting buried is the constitutional crisis, the lack of a plan, and the real cost to American lives and global stability. Number three, subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell, because this story is not over. This is day one of something that could define the next decade, and I will be here every step of the way, breaking it down for you. We are in uncharted territory. A president launched a war from a resort, and allies' air defenses are holding, for now. And the Middle East is one miscalculation away from something far worse. I'll leave you with this. The question isn't whether Khamenei was a brutal authoritarian. He was. The question is whether Donald Trump, unilaterally, unconstitutionally, with no plan and no congressional mandate, had the right to set the world on fire to find out what happens next. I think you already know my answer. Stay informed. stay engaged. And I'll see you in the next one.